All right. As I said, let's start lying down. So legs out in front of you, arms overhead. Let's imagine we're restarting the day, because I'm sure that when your alarm went off or when you got up this morning, you didn't actually take time for a stretch. So I like to hold one wrist over the head and stretch. So to take a banana shape, I'm pulling the left arm overhead and stretching through that left foot to get a stretch down the whole side of the body, and then take it to the other side. And then we'll do a similar thing, but with the arms in front of the body, and gently pulling the arm across the body and looking the other way, and then taking the other side. So we're rolling the head in the opposite direction of the arms, nice and soft in the jaw though, and actually enjoy the rolling of the head, like feel the weight on the back of the head shifting as we take the head side to side. And then hands on the belly. Let's take 3 big breaths where we feel the belly inflate. So nice deep breath in. See if you can hold it at the top. See that ballooning of the belly. Push it out, hold. And then out through your mouth. Let it all go. Let's have 2 more of those. Nice deep breath into the belly. Inflate and hold. And then relax the whole body as you breathe out. One more, so really arrive on the mat, big breath in, nice happy belly breath, but maybe up into the ribs, maybe all the way down to the hips, up to the crown of the head, full breath, and let it all go. We're going to take the right leg up to the ceiling. If we need to bend the left knee, that's fine, but let's just give the back of that right leg a good squeeze. Maybe the calf muscles more tight than the hamstrings. See what I could do with a little bit of a warm up, and then we'll move on to the ankles. So resting with the hand behind the thigh, let's point the toes and hold. If you cramp, don't worry, just release your toes. But pointing the toes, so we're getting that stretch from the shin right into the top of the foot. And then the reverse, curl the toes to the face, really energetically press the heel up to the ceiling and fire up the back of the leg. Nice deep breath, then 5 circles in each direction. Circle the ankle, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it crackle away the other way, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just the shin. So look, my ankle, my foot's really floppy, still holding the back of the leg, and I'm drawing a cone shape with the shin. But we'll go for 5, 4, stabilize the thigh, relax the ankle, 2, 1, change the direction, 5, chin tucked, 4, 3, 2, 1. The same thing but with the hips, it's just the thigh bone that's moving. Let's take a nice big movement all the way across the body and opening, 5, 4, like you're spilling, 3, 2, not forcing it, just letting it flow once more in this direction, then we change direction. Keep a nice deep breath going in and out of the nose. There's 5, 4, that massage across the glutes, and 2, 1, and then hug the knee into the chest. And just take a moment swaying. Ready for the other side. Extend the leg, just shake out the legs, and then extend the left leg up to the ceiling. Again, we're initially just checking with the back of the leg. How's it feel being lifted? Do we want to bend the other leg? Give a good squeeze to those large muscle groups on the back of the leg. Try and keep the chin still tucked. Head can rest on the floor. And let's get ready to point the toes. So pointing and holding, so we get that stretch over the top of the foot, right on the front of the ankle. And then flex toes towards the face and really press through that heel. Give the calf an extra squeeze if that's firing things up there. And then let's circle the ankle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change direction, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try to isolate the movement to the shin. So I'm supporting the thigh and also to keep it still. Foot's floppy and just drawing that circle, cone shape. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The same with the thigh bone. So nice floppy shin and ankle, and it's spilling, dribbling open and around for 5, 4. You can have cactus arms or arms in a wide T if you have space. 3, 2, 1, and the other way. 5. You can go slower. 4. Try not to go faster though. 3, 2, 1. And then we'll take the knee into the chest, pause, and then both knees into the chest, hugging tightly in. We're going to be coming on to all fours, cat-cow, balancing cat. So let's go. Rolling over, placing the shoulders directly over the wrists. Knees, ankles, hip distance apart. Point those toes and really press into the tops of the feet. Now we've stretched the tops of the feet. Let's breathe in and look up. You see my lovely flowers. And breathe out, round the back, tuck the bottom under and press away from the floor through the hands, the shins, knees, tops of the feet. Again, breathing in to look up. And then breathing out, round in the back. Okay, come to a flat back where we're coming back to the idea of pressing through the hands, pressing through the knees right down to the tops of the feet. Extend the right fingertips so they're lightly touching on the floor, and then flip the palms so that the thumbs up to the ceiling. Let's lift that arm, keeping the rest of the body really still. See how far you can lift it without lifting the side of the body. Just feel that work into the shoulders and then slowly place the hand down. Other side. So the rest of the body still, zipping up the core, flat, long spine, and lift, glide those left fingertips forwards. Thumb pointing up to the ceiling, stabilize the rest of the body. Abdominal wall strong, and then lift. And see where we get to. So we're looking at the flexibility or mobility in the left shoulder. How far can we lift without disrupting the rest of the body? So use your core strength and lower down. Now extend the right leg. So the toes are just touching the floor. Now re-engage the core, tuck the bottom under, and now feel a long, heavy leg, but extend and lift until the ankle is nearly as high or around about as high as the hip. Pause here. Re-engage the core, press away from the floor through hands and that left shin, and then lower the leg with control. Last time, left leg, re-extend, point the toe, bottom tuck, core engaged, long spine, long neck, looking down at the floor once you've glanced up. And then we take a lift into the leg. See if you can keep the left hip dialed down so the toes are still shining towards the floor. So we have the hips level. Pressing through both hands, not collapsing anywhere, pressing away from the floor, and then place the knee back down. We can have another round of one limb at a time, or we can go into right arm and left leg, keep the contact with the floor, re-engage your core, flip the palms so the thumbs up, and then we take a lift. Now keeping this strong by pressing the left hand into the floor, the right knee, shin, top of the foot into the floor. So using the whole body, right fingers stretching forwards, left toes reaching back. Take a breath in here, slowly, right elbow to left knee, chin to chest, round the back, start to draw it in while we're still pressing the left hand into the floor, right shin into the floor. And then re-extend. Got this twice more, but you can always scale it down, lower one of the limbs. Breath in, again, press away from the floor, breathing out, keep pressing away from the floor, but now we're rounding dome in the back, bringing elbow in. Last time, re-extend, press away from the floor, long neck, Long through the right arm, left leg. Navel lifting up to the spine. Press away from the floor. Last time, I promise on this side. Drawing in and squeeze, pressing away from the floor. And then place the hand and knee to the floor. Take a moment in child pose. A little rock, release through the wrists. And then let's come up, other side. So remember, we can scale it down. It doesn't have to be opposite arm and leg. But let's have a go at extending the left arm and right leg. And maybe we work here, drawing the elbow and knee in without lifting. So find a level that's okay for today. So bottom tucking, long spine, thumb of the left hand up to the ceiling. And let's see if we can take a lift, otherwise stay there. Whether the fingertips, toes are on the floor or lifted, use that pressure through the right hand, left knee, shin, top of the foot to bring yourself away from the floor, lifting and engaging the abdominal wall. Take a breath in to prepare here, and as you breathe out, let's slowly draw elbow towards knee. Still pressing away from the floor, so we don't lose that core engagement, and it just gives us a little bit more control in that transition. We're breathing in to extend. Thank goodness we're only doing 3, eh? Find that extension, lift your belly away from the floor. Think about an upside down bowl shape in the core. Using your breath out, slowly draw elbow in towards the body, knee in towards the body. Keep pressing away from the floor. We only have one more. Breath in to extend, child pose is so close. Feel that length, press away from the floor, and this is the last time. Chin can come to the chest, rounding the back, drawing in. And release. Take it back to child pose, hands by the ankles, and take a little rock. Now I'm going to give you an option now. We're either going to take cat-cow, or we're going to try that from a plank position. And maybe again, it's just one limb that lifts. Let's have a go. We might all start in a plank. And at the bottom, you just feel really strong here. You might want your feet a little bit more than hip distance apart for a wider base. And remember, as soon as you've had enough, it's knees down into cat-cow. So here, let's extend the right fingers out in front of you. Thumb up to the ceiling. And maybe we can take a lift into the arm. Let's try that with the left hand. Extend the fingers, thumb up. And then start to lift. See if you can keep the rest of the body in the same place. And lower down. Right leg. Point the toe and lift. Return. Left leg. Re-engage every time in between each move. Left toes point and lift. And then down. Remember, cat-cow's there. We can try opposite arm and leg. We're prepared to fall a little bit, but we're close to the floor, so don't worry about it. Right fingers, left toes, engage your core. And slowly, maybe we lift. And then back to the floor. We've only got one more, left fingers, right toes. Come into that extended position. This is definitely my harder side. Engage, maybe start to float up. Lift, extend. Woo. And then come down, knees to the floor, and come back to child pose. Really well done. However much you had to go out, well done for being game. Little rock. All right, so let's take the pressure out of the shoulders now and take a pigeon. Let's glide one of your shins forward, extending the other leg out behind. Mermaid spine here. We're going to fold over this front thigh to find a nice position where we're stretching out the front of the hip and working into the external rotators of this front leg. And we're going to rest in a forward fold because you deserve it. So you might be on your forearms. Maybe you stack fists for the head. Wherever's comfortable, and just take a moment to really become heavy and relaxed. So a sense of melting, softening. And we're just allowing the heart rate to calm down. And the body, brain to process. So one more nice deep breath here. And out through the mouth, and sigh of relief. Let it all go. Head wants to come up, hands under the shoulders. Take the upper body up, and we take it to the other side. So draw your shin back, maybe a little hip sway here, and then draw your other shin forwards. So checking in how this feels on this thigh, hip, whether the knee needs to come out to the side in that more mermaid position, or extending the leg out through the front seam of the back leg. A little bit of a sway, checking out how things feel, and maybe we come down to the forearms, maybe lie all the way down. But whichever way you come down, see if you can, as quickly as possible, come to a softness, heaviness. Nice deep breaths in and out of the nose. After this, we're going to be coming onto our backs. I think about a neutral spine and pelvic floor. So when you're ready, hands under the shoulders, mentally prepare, and then come on up and meet me on your back. We'll start with the knees into the chest. Now, sit bones, feet to the floor. Use your hands and locate the sit bones with your fingers. No one else can see you. I'm the only one who looks a little bit weird. So find them. They're usually kind of not quite, we sometimes think about them being right in the middle of the bottom cheeks. They're actually pretty close together. If we now think about the pelvic floor, see if you can engage as if you're trying to draw those sit bones closer together. You should quite quickly feel the core and various muscles tightening. But it's really helpful if you can actually picture, okay, that's where the sit bones actually are. So drawing the sit bones together, and then as if you're trying to draw the pubic bone back to the base of the spine. So it's almost as if we're getting an engagement in like a kite support cross to draw those 4 points together. See if you can keep that pelvic floor engagement, squeeze in, pull up, and let's come to tabletop. Lower spine, let's see if we can really imprint the lower spine. So we need to draw the knees in a little bit closer to that spine. So let's find where we can press tummy button right through the spine and into the floor. Keep that engagement, put the shoulders soft and down. Keep the navel down, and now find that pull between the sit bones and the pull between the pubic bone and the coccyx. So keep that engagement in the pelvic floor. We're going for toe dips, not a point to get to the floor. It's challenging. As we lower one leg towards the floor, you'll start to feel it's more difficult to keep the navel to the floor and to keep the pelvic floor engaged. When it becomes nearly unbearable, then we take the leg back up to the starting position. Curves of the spine are not going to change. If you need to, re-engage the lower back every time we come back to tabletop. We're alternating legs. Sit bones drawn together, lowering down, navel to spine. Chin slightly tucked into the chest, and let's try to keep the shoulders down. Nice and soft in the jaw. Every time, reconnect the spine, sit bones together, tummy bottom back to the spine, and we lower. Very intense work in your core, a lot of concentration needed. So I should be able to place a cup of tea on your belly, there'll be no moving, we've got so much control. Think about the health of your spine. If we can withstand this kind of loading on the core, the back will be healthier for a lot longer. Bit of warmth into the core coming in now. Navel to spine, sit bones drawn together, shoulder blades flat to the floor. We're going to do one complete set after this, wherever you are. I'm finishing my left, and then I've got one more set. Navel to spine, sit bones together, the spine really long. Last set, wherever you are, last little bit of a push. Long in the lower spine. Think from the mid-back to the base of the spine, almost flat to the floor. Look how laboured my speech is. It's a lot of work. One of these things where people say, Pilates, oh, I don't feel I'm doing anything. After your last one, hug the knees into the chest, have a little rock on the spine. Amazing. So let's have a little change in emphasis. We'll take the legs out wide for an inner thigh stretch. So lift the legs. We can guide them into an open position. Maybe give the inner thighs a little bit of a rub. Pause here before we go on to a slow controlled crisscross. Now, if your spine's arching in this position, we want to take a bend into the knees. So find somewhere between knees being really bent and being straight where your spine is flat against the floor. Then slowly draw the legs together, crisscross one leg over the other, and then back to splits. So we're going at a nice controlled pace. There's no momentum. We're owning every little bit. And that way we can make sure the spine stays flattish to the floor. Obviously, neutral spine is with a tiny curve. I think it's safer to work with a full imprint than risk arching. So chin sucks into the chest. We're alternating which ankle on top. Again, no changes to the spine. Check that the shoulders aren't beginning to lift. And let's now think about when the legs are in a wide split. Let's think about leading the movement by drawing the sit bones together. Can you feel how that really gathers the inner forces, the deepest core muscles to help draw the legs together? So the adductors, your inner thighs and the pelvic floor, it's the same kind of muscle mass, it's the same chain. So if we think about pelvic floor, strength coming from the core and then drawing out to the legs, we've got a really strong controlled movement. Let's have one more. And that's one more set. So we're going to open the legs and then crisscross the other leg on top. Wonderful. Hug the knees into the chest. Come lie on your side. We're going to take 6 clams. Knees are bent out in front of you. Lift the ankles. And let's go straight into breathing in to open. Breathing out to close. Press the feet together to get some extra resistance. Now we're on 5. Squeeze close. Bottom tucked. 4. And squeeze closed. 3. Breathe out close. 2. And 1. Legs out straight, leg circles. Knees pointing forwards, toes, small circles, we've got 10 in each direction. And circle for 10, 9, my toes being tickled by the planks. 8, 7, 6, 5, try and stabilize the upper body. 3, 2, 1, change direction. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This top hip we've been working, we're going to take a stretch now. Seated twist, foot on the outside of the other knee, and let's hug in, seated twist. So the leg that we were lifting in the clam, in those leg circles, we're going to stretch over that hip. Hug in. Now we just got the clam and leg circles on the other leg. Nice deep breath. Enjoy. And let's get ready. Lying on your other side, knees bent out in front. We've just got 6. But we'll do 6 with integrity. Tummy bottom back to spine, long spine. Lift the feet. Breathe in. Press the feet together. There's 6. 5, squeeze closed. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten out the legs like we're taking a torpedo. Bottom tuck, point the toes, and lift. Circle for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Seated twist. Foot on the outside of the knee. Remember, you can always straighten this lower leg if that's better. And let's hug in. Take a nice, relaxed few breaths. Finding a stretch. You can always get your knuckles in there if it's really tight. And breathe. While you relax there, I will be getting you to come onto all fours, up to a down dog, up to a rag doll, and release out to roll up. While I lift the camera, I will take a little bit of a standing stretch. So, wherever you are, you're in a ragdoll fold. Let's slowly rebuild the spine. Coming all the way up and at the top, roll the shoulders back and down. Now imagine you're gonna lob a ball over your head. Let's take the legs wide, soften the knees, and reach back. Reach back, see you're lengthening or you're leaning back in the upper back, getting that bend. Drop the head back, and then as if we're raining it down, stick your bottom out, hand comes to the floor, the imaginary ball comes to the floor, and then we're rolling up through the spine. So puffing up the lower spine, mid-spine, upper spine, at the top, roll the shoulders back and down. Again, send the hands back, soften the knees, and that slow motion, lobbing the ball all the way down, rain it down. Start to straighten the legs, rebuild the spine, rolling up through the spine. At the top, shoulders back and down. Take the hands back, spine extension, rolling it down, straighten up, rolling up, shoulders back and down. Last time. Big stretch into the fingers, come to the floor, straightening up and rolling up through the spine. At the top, rolling the shoulders back and down. Take the legs nice and wide. We'll windmill the hands, the arms overhead, side to side. That's reflection of the spine. Getting a little stretch in the thigh here, out to hip. Nice deep breaths. Shoulder blades, feel them gliding on those back ribs. We're allowing the head to drop to one side, neck release, using as much of this movement to relieve out as much of the body as possible. Nice deep breaths, another 2 sets each side, and we'll take a twist. Wonderful, wonderful. Brilliant. So even yourself out left and right. We'll toe and heel the feet in. Give the legs a shake. After the twist, we've just got a little bit of work for the shoulder, the scapula. So let's just first of all swing around the waist. So a nice deep breath, allowing the back heel to lift as we glide side to side. Have a go at how this feels in the spine to keep the arms low. And then start to lift the arms. Feel the sensations traveling up the spine. Sorry, I know my head's disappearing now. And then we'll start to lower the arms again. And I'm thinking specifically about the shoulders. We worked a lot with the hips. Let's hold the shoulder and roll them back and down, then extend the arms to the side. Shoulder stabilization. We reach the side walls, we have unstable joints. Then if we plug the arms into the sockets, they're more stable. Let's find that position, then bring the arms forwards and back. Forwards and back. The legs are wide, we can bend. Back, forwards and back. Feel the shoulder blades come together as you ring back here, squeezing the shoulder blades together as palms come up and forwards and back. Last time, forwards and back. And now a gentle movement. Breathe in, lift the arms, and then a soft down. Breathe in to lift, soften the shoulders down. We can lift the head, breathing in and then down. Go to a pace that you feel secure. So we started off as if we just got out of bed. Now I'm preparing you for the rest of the day, gathering a little bit of energy up for those jobs that we've been putting off. All right, next time we come down, bend your knee and take a big stretch overhead. And then arm across the body. Let's take it to the other side. A nice big stretch overhead. Last time each side, and then we're done. Big stretch and reach. And last time, a big stretch and reach. Nice. Toe and heel the feet in, shrug out the arms. And super, super